Hi, it's Michelle Last here, and I'm sharing with you the June technique class using the Peaceful Petals stamp set. And today I'm going to show you how to make this card. So this would be perfect for a wedding or lots of other things. I just used congratulations because it kind of covered all bases. But then I did put in a sentiment that says wishing you a lifetime of love and laughter. So I'm going to show you how we make this card. So you will receive your pack. Inside your pack, the cardstock you need should be in the right place. So the cardstock for the front of your card is in the front, and the cardstock for the inside of the card should be on the inside. So pop your bits out of your pack. I've already cut and punched and die cut any shapes that you may need in case you didn't already own them. So just watch out for these little bits. Just drop that one. Just watch out for those little bits in your pack. You're going to need those later. And what you're going to do is you're going to open up your card pack, and these two bits layer up on top of one another. Don't stick them together yet, and go on the front of your card. So this is the piece that we need to work with first. And what you're going to do is you're going to get the large flower stamp from the Peaceful Petals stamp set, and you're going to heat emboss with white embossing powder the flower image in a random pattern over the background, like this. So here's one I've done earlier. So I've just stamped it with Versamark, sprinkled with white heat embossing powder, and then heat set it. So it's given us a nice white finish. Then what we're going to do is colour in the flowers using white ink. So get your Whisper White ink. It looks black, I know, but the Whisper White ink. Squish it so you get some in the lid. You can see there's some ink in the lid there. And what we're going to use is we're going to use an aqua painter. Always rub it on the back of your hand to make sure it's wet and moist. Pick up a bit of ink and then just practice on your paper to see how dark or intense it is. So I'm actually going to squeeze some water out. I want this to be quite subtle. So it's really quite subtle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour in my flowers very quickly using the white ink. And I'm not being too precise, I just want to give the whole flower a white effect. I'm trying to add a bit more white there because I think I squished too much water in. So I'm just colouring in the flower, not being super detailed or finicky about it. And I'm going over it. You don't want to keep going over the same patch of card because the card will pill if it gets over wet, or bend or warp, or even get a hole in it, which you don't want. So I'm working quite quickly and not going over the same pattern, sorry, the same place on the pattern. And I had enough on here. When I feel like I'm not getting enough white, I just go and pick up a bit more from the ink pad. But we're just getting a subtle white effect. There we go. So if I've missed any bits or I'm not happy with anything, you can see how quickly it dries. It's drying super fast, okay? So we've got our nice white flower background. Then what we're going to do is we're going to use, I've used this stamping chalk marker. What you could do if you don't own that is get your aqua painter and actually pick up the ink direct from the pad like this, and then you will find you'll get a much more intense white showing, but you may have to go over it a few times. So I'm just going to go for speed with my stamping chalk marker, and just wherever I want it to be a little bit darker, I'm just picking up the little lips on the flowers. Again, I'm being pretty quick about it, and I'm just choosing as I go around, but I'm not being too worried about the detail. And it really just lifts and pops the image just a little bit. I'll just show you the one next to it if that helps you. If I zoom in a fraction, I'll zoom in, move those over for you, and you can just watch as I colour in. And the chalk marker will dry more opaque and more intense once it's actually dry. So when you first do it you think, oh, that's quite subtle, but just bear with and it will lighten up, sorry, darken up. Felt like Miranda then saying bear with. So just colour these elements in. I'm just trying not to do bits too close together. And that's quite wet on there, so it started to pill a little, so be careful and perhaps wait for your image to dry before you start colouring in. Okay, but you get the idea. And it's just going to make your flower just have a little bit of dimension and just pop a little bit more. So I'm not going to finish this completely because I can easily add this after. Oh, I might as well. I can't stop. I'm on a roll. Okay, so I'm going to call that finished. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create like a dreamy cloudy effect around the outside of the cardstock and ink it in white as well. So just a bit of sponge, bit of big sponge. The bigger the sponge, the more spongy, dreamy the effect will be. A smaller sponge will give you more ink in a concentrated area. So I'm just going to zoom out a section. There, a fraction, not a section. And always start off the card. So I'm going to start off the card and then in just circular motion I'm just going to put ink all around the edge of my card, which is just giving it that dreamy effect, if you know what I mean now. And I'm just going to blend it. If I want to take a bit of ink off, turn it to a bit of sponge that doesn't have ink on it and just blend it a bit more. But the wet ink is very sticky, and so I picked up quite a lot of ink there. So that's our finished edge and background. Then what I would like you to do is get your piece of ribbon and you're going to stick it so that it's tucked on the front and back like this. So you need to use your glue. So I'm going to use the new Fast Fuse from Stampin' Up. So this is great, super quick, but there's a technique to it. So when you want to get a strip of glue, do that and then go off to the side and flick it off. You want to make sure that the glue is staying on the white barrel, but then it's like the snail but it's stronger. So I've just got 2 bits of glue on the back there like that, so I'm going to find my ribbon. Actually, is that a bit shorter? I think it is. There is a shorter piece and a longer piece. Use the short piece for this. And then you're just going to stick that in place like this. Then you can stick that on the front of your card like that. So a bit more Fast Fuse. If you don't do the little flick technique, you'll end up getting the glue will string off the Fast Fuse and end up in a line, and you'll waste it, and it also might gunk it up. So it is quite a cool little technique you might want to bear in mind. Then what you're going to do is with the other piece of ribbon that you have, I'm not sure this is going to be long enough, so I'm going to cheat and use the piece I have on the reel. So thread your ribbon through and I'm going to turn my card upside down. If you turn your card upside down, your tails of your ribbon are more likely to face the right way. Okay, let me see if I can show you what I mean. So just tie a bow like you would tie any normal bow. Do you know what? When you tie no, that's okay. I was going to say perhaps don't tie a knot to start off with, but that's okay. I'm gonna stick with that. So I'm going to create my normal bow, tie a loop, pull it through, and then, well, that hasn't worked. Yeah. So basically, the prongs. No, that hasn't worked, has it? Oh, ignore my advice about tying it upside down. The beauty of this card is it doesn't matter, because what we're going to do is you can slide it up or slide it down, so you can decide which way you want it to be. Okay, so I'm going to slide this one up. Okay, and I'm going to make it look pretty. Okay, and I'm going to get my ribbon scissors, which are here. Just trim off my ribbon, like so. And this is going to stick to the front of my card like this. So let's do that. Well, that's what I meant, but if you don't flick it, you're going to get that, and you don't want that. So stick that down. Flick. Okay, so stick that down to the front of your card. Then what we're going to do is we're going to layer these 2 elements up, simply like that. Put a glue on the back of that. Oh, glue doesn't want to work on the back of this. Like that, and then a bit on the back of that. And I'm just trying to get them looking roughly the same. And if I try and put a scallop at the top and scallop at the bottom, then I should have even either side, like so. Okay. Now you will have a little scrap of card inside your card pack, she says. Steal one from here. Need to cut you another one. You're going to have a little piece of card in here. You're going to stamp congratulations, well done, whatever your chosen sentiment is. And so what I'd recommend you do is that you stamp it centrally on that piece of card as best you can and as straight as you can. But I've given you, your card is wider than it needs to be. I'll just clean that off. Okay, now I need my trimmer. And just to show you, I always think it's better to stamp and then cut. Unless you're using a Stamp-A-Majig, but I'm going to trim off the top and bottom, so I'm actually lining up to this edge along with the trimmer here. Can you see I've lined it up to this edge here? So let's just make sure I'm not going to cut any of the sentiment off. So no, that's quite close, but that's fine. And I'm going to cut a little bit more off of this one. Now I know this line is straight, so I'm making sure that there's an even gap here like that. So I'm making sure that the gap is the same all the way down. I'm now going to, the key is to press this down to hold the paper, otherwise you may move the paper like that when you're going backwards and forwards. I didn't cut through it properly, I didn't press hard enough. So I'm just going to use the line that I've already cut and just go over it with the scissors. Perfect. So I've got my congratulations. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to score a line either side of congratulations, score, not cut, and I'm going to line up the last letter with the edge of this dark grey track and score, flip it round, and the edge of the dark grey track and score. So in theory that should be evenly spaced. Now what I'm going to do is do another score line next to it. I'm going to move that to this part of the track on both of them, so that when I score I've got the same depth both sides. You'll see what I mean. Okay, I'll show you what I mean. So basically I've now got two score lines. One goes down and one goes back out, okay, like that. So you've got that shape. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to even it up depth-wise this way. So I'm just doing it by eye. You could measure if it needs to be precise for you. Then I cut up the middle and then come from the side to the middle to meet it, like that. Now I'm going to do the same on this side, up the middle, come in from the side to meet it, like that. That needs a bit more glue on it. Gosh, I'm not selling this fast to use, am I? Takes a little bit of practice is all I would tell you. There. It's worked perfectly up to now. What am I playing at? Okay. Okay, so that's our card front. Here's our congratulations. Now at this point you've got the little sizzlet little leaves, which unfortunately is being retired, but it is so lovely. And I'm going to use the glue dots. And what I'm going to do is just put a little glue dot in the middle on the back of the congratulations. Let's find the last glue dot like that. Didn't stick on. Still don't stick on. Okay, so we've got a little glue dot in the middle there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this where I'd like it to be. And then I'm just going to put this where I would like this to be. and I want to see quite a lot of the leaf. I'm just going to press it down like that. Okay, so it's picked up the leaf. Well, it's a bit of a jaunty angle. I'm going to move it a fraction so it's like that. Okay, and then what you're going to do is put glue on here and on here and stick it down. So shall I try the fast fuse? Let's try it. So line and a flick. I think I've broken my fast fuse. Something's happened. Perhaps it's run out. Not sure if it's run out. Gosh. Okay. If in doubt, use something else. So Tombow. Either side. And when you stick it down, what I don't want you to do is stick it down. Oh, can you see the angle here? I've got a little bit of an angle here where I've stuck it down. So I want you to try and stick it down and get it looking as you would like. Now the good thing about the Tombow is there's a bit of room for manoeuvre, which I like. Okay, and that's, apart from the rhinestones, I just stuck some rhinestones in the middle of any of the flowers and a rhinestone on the congratulations. And then just to show you on the inside, I've layered this up, stuck that down, stamped my sentiment and added the little glimmer paper flower there. All I would say is stamp it before you stick it down, because if you do it wrong or it's not straight, you can turn it over. So that's what the inside of the card would look like. That's what the outside of the card would look like, and that's your card complete. So I hope you enjoyed making that one, and thanks for joining me.